Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio right here in Matawan, New Jersey, coming to you live, also chopping it up from the Custom Cabinet Creation Sports Desk. It is a tired Sturch, it is a tired Gooch, and it is a hungover Wrestling Rob. Everybody's feeling the effects of our gathering last night for the NFL draft, and we'll get into all that. Because obviously I was kicking doors down as we walked out last night. I was very disappointed, but we'll talk about that as we go in. Chris Payne, I should block you from all comments today, Mr. I'll show up to the draft. Didn't show up to the draft party. You're a POS, so sorry for that.
I'm pretty sure you also haven't accepted that invite as of this moment.
What invite?
Fantasy baseball.
Fantasy baseball. We're bringing Chris Payne onto the fantasy baseball scene so we can load his team up with a bunch of Mets. But if you want to support Chop Sports, do so by heading on over to patreon.com. That is patreon.com/Chop Sports to become a Patreon member. Listen, we do this show for free day in and day out for you guys, for your entertainment. And we think that, you know, if you want to throw us $3, $5, $10 a month, you can do that. You can do that by joining our Patreon and becoming a member and supporting as well. Let's make sure that is muted before we bring him on. We'll be joined by Nick Shine in just a couple minutes to talk Jets draft, Giants draft. Everybody's knocking the Christ out of the draft except for the goddamn Cowboys. But a good turnout last night. I think it was, 10, 15 strong. We made the switch, called the audible right after the show yesterday. I kind of had this feeling. I was like, well, let's just make sure that MJ's is doing this thing, right? And we call him up and like, well, we got a live band and, we can kind of play the draft. We could put the draft on for you if you like. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, it's draft night. Like, I don't even think they knew the draft was happening. And maybe that's the lack of luster for this year's draft as a whole. Maybe, I don't know. Not a lot of promotion. So we went to Old Reliable. And when I say Old Reliable, we went to McDonough's. We went to McDonough's where we had our opening party. I was excited that we got to go there. What was the manager's name again? Your buddy?
Bain?
No. At McDonough's.
God damn it,
Matt. Yeah. So we saw Matt. Wow. Wait a minute. Hold on. Kyle coming in. You know what, Kyle? The over under. You set the bar high. I didn't think you were going to be alive this morning. To be completely honest, what's wrong?
I'll tell you off air. It took me. I just realized something just now in my head.
Is it bad?
Not really.
Is it show regarding?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Just about last night.
He went like you
I
saw
got stuck
scanners
because
all of a sudden.
I didn't realize it. So I can't say it over there.
Okay, but anyway, so we had a good turnout last
Did you
night.
not pay your tab?
Yeah, okay. Come on, bro. I threw like $20 on the bar when I left.
All right. So anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to check out the YouTube channel. We have all sorts of content, daily shows. We also have some new sub channels. Till Mets Do Us Part and the goddamn Jets also have their own channel now in which they'll be doing that. James Rube coming in. Packers have a wasted career of a Hall of Fame quarterback. Congrats, Chris. $9.99 super chat. Thank you very much, James Rube.
I appreciate you, and I'm not really concerned with your thoughts, bro. I am concerned with that $8.99 though.
He tipped us. He was a nice guy.
Friendly rivalry. Me and Rube have.
Rube is the man.
He's a Bears fan. I'm a Packers fan. He's a Mets fan. I'm a Yankees fan. So it's fun to.
And according to James Rube,
he is my most hated Mets fan. Just so you know, Rube, you are the one that gets under my skin the most.
But he knows that.
I don't like
why
he
does
like that, but you do.
He knows that. And that's his goal. He's the coolest troll that I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fuck you, Rube.
Jack coming in as the Ravens fan, happy with the picks, upset with the trade. We'll get into all that. But yeah, the gathering was cool. We met Ken Paulman. I met him I met Ken Paulman for the first time.
I've known Ken a long time.
I didn't know who he was. Face to face. He just started talking to me. I'm like, all right, who fuck, I don't know who this guy is, because every picture that he has on social media is his son, like playing a sport. So it's like, I have no idea who this is. Turns out it's Ken Paulman. So we talked Steelers a little bit. He was happy with his pick. We'll get into that in a little bit.
What is Bobby talking about? So this dude got an Emmy yesterday or not? What a thread. Talking about the thread yesterday in yesterday's show.
I don't know. I didn't pull it up.
Who got an Emmy where? What are you talking about?
Right here. He put it right here. Look, I don't know.
This dude got an Emmy. Oh, he's talking about Kyle. He has to be talking about Kyle's thread about RJ Barrett and
perfect.
And then he went on an apology spree or something like that. I don't know. It was weird. I didn't dive into it. Me and Scoop were talking about it for a second, but
was that a Vegas Kyle?
Yeah, it was like a Vegas Kyle moment. Yeah, it was.
He in his defense, he was lost for a while. He woke up off his plane. He was hammered. was like, what time zone am I in? His phone wasn't picking up on the time zone change, so he was still going
He had it
by like
completely
East
wrong.
Coast time.
Yeah.
The sauce was sauced up yesterday in Vegas for his
Ooh.
first day.
Anyway.
Scoop, what's going on, buddy? You ruined my morning with that hot tequila shot. That
You ruined
When you
everything
order
like that.
Cuervo
Why
at a bar, you should be slapped across your face.
warm nonetheless? I'll do anything
Scoop
cold.
was like, yo, you don't got a worm? Like, he's the guy that wanted the worm in his tequila.
I
What
literally
is
threw
your
up
day?
at ShopRite this morning, Scoop. Thanks.
But yeah, you had fucking Rob pulling trig in the ShopRite parking lot, just because they just felt like utter ass today. I woke up. First of all, my son a little under the weather, so he didn't sleep. So guess who else didn't sleep?
Yep.
Me. And now I'm like wired on coffee and feel like garbage because of goddamn Cuervo. I could drink 30 beers and be like, I'm good. This was fun. You give me one shot of Cuervo and the game's over.
Yeah, Rob
It's
only
horrible.
had one shot and half a drink, and he was up.
Well, Rob hasn't drank in a
Gross.
decade, so
So gross.
it was horrible.
And at first, I'm like,
Who
no.
was the guy that Kyle was fighting?
There was a
Sorry,
threat.
Rob. You could.
It's all right. Go.
What?
I want to know. I want to know too.
Yeah.
It was the same thread as the RJ Barrett thing. I think they went all, like two people were going back and forth, and there he is. He's coming. Kyle said, "I apologize for my part. Personal shots were taken at." Oh, okay. Well, look,
I didn't see any of it.
I didn't see any of it either. And usually when I do, I'll get rid of it, or I'll try to mediate it, or just delete it so nobody. I know what's his face loves when I delete
Oh,
posts.
Angelo Spina. I know him.
Okay. Well, in any
I don't
event,
know. I don't know. him,
we
though,
hope
but I
you
know
guys
who
are
he is.
okay. So
Yeah,
we hope you guys
all
are
good.
fine.
We're all good.
But anyway,
Nobody actually cares.
shout out to the guy at the end of the night. Anybody notice him at the end of the night? The guy who was
And he
standing
was
behind me.
Yeah. First of all,
Just
it wasn't
screaming.
the
Yeah.
Packers pick, and he's talking shit.
Yeah,
He was.
I'm like,
We're like, I was like, dude,
fuck?
you know they're not on the clock right now. Like, well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna draft another quarter. It's like, how many times? First of all, you guys are guilty of it. How many times are you gonna draft a quarterback? It's like, fucking. If I had a quarterback for every time I heard that joke.
it was really funny
Unbelievable.
when we whoever Facebook user is, check us out on YouTube. There should be a link right in the description. But there was Curtis Counts was there for a little while, one of our sponsors at Curtis Sells Houses, right? So he walks in he locks eyes with me, and I'm like, yo, and he's like, and just doesn't say
He
anything.
did
to
not
me.
realize who you
He
were. at
didn't
first?
realize who I was because he said to me, he walks up to me, he's like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I was like, I was just with you like a week ago, so it's not like we've never seen each other. He just saw me at a McDonough's rather than a Big Shots or a Miller's or a Woodbridge place. So he just thought, can't be Dave. And I didn't tell him that we moved locations or anything like that.
Yeah.
So he was caught off guard. He didn't know who the hell I was. But I guess it's relative time to talk about last night's events. And there was a lot of them. I'll start off by saying, bravo to the New York Football Giants and the New York Football Jets. They crushed the scene. Listen, when you have those high picks, you better nail them. You better do well, and I think they did very well. The Giants specifically bringing up Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal. Thibodeau lands in their laps, and I didn't think that was going to happen.
I don't believe in Thibodeau.
There's questions about his work ethic. There's questions about his personality traits. He's a little bit over the top, and I think that's perfect for New York, to be honest with you. If his guy's going to have to deal with even though my dad texted me as the pick happened, and he saw Thibodeau, and he goes, they drafted Odell again. I was like, oh, all right. As far as like that me mentality, I don't know. I don't know enough about the kid.
Put it this way, it doesn't matter if he's as good as Odell is, then it'll work out because Odell was a really good player for the Giants.
He just was a head case, and
Yeah.
he just didn't work out. But they addressed the offensive tackle need in Evan Neal, and that was superb. And again, as a Cowboys fan, you don't like to see them hit all these out of the park, but they did. 2 picks, top 10, great picks. But I give the Giants an A+, but somebody got an A++. And we'll bring in Nick Shine right now to talk about the New York Football Jets. Shine, good morning, my friend.
Very good morning to you, gentlemen. How are you guys?
I mean, I'm a Cowboys
doing
fan, so you
decent.
know how the
I
fuck I'm
followed
feeling.
you, Dave. I feel like I should send you like $20 because I paid for your roller coaster ride on Twitter last night. It was wild.
I was a very big tweet and delete guy. When I got home and I reread everything I wrote, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get rid of half of this shit. And I did. And I
Sweep that
admitted
shit under
to
the
it.
carpet. Hope nobody sees it.
Right. I admitted to it. I said, I'm a tweet and delete guy, especially on draft night when I didn't like the draft pick. I'll get into the Cowboys pick in a little bit. There was one thing I really regret, and it was driving home and I'm listening to who's the guy late on the Fan?
I don't listen to the Fan at all.
I don't know his name. Anyway, I was
Steve
listening
Summers?
to him.
Does he still do it?
No, Summers is like half in the grave. No, it was
for a decade.
No, it was somebody else. And I'm watching him, and I'm like, this guy, whatchamacallit? I said to him, I said, you know what? This guy is awful. And I added him on Twitter. I said, you're awful. Right? He's like, he responded. He goes, thank you. And I was like, and then I looked at that this morning. I was like, I should have never said anything like that. Like, why am I like, he's got a spot that I used to crave,
Dave is one of those hindsight kind of guys where he's like, no, in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
In any event.
Very emotional.
In any event.
Me and Dave are very similar like that.
No, McPherson I like.
We don't think
McPherson's
in the
like
moment when we're saying it. It's like 12 to 24 hours later, you're like, oh, reflection time. No.
Right, exactly. All right, so Shine, bro. The
What's
Jets
up,
with an A++ grade, according to the Sturch over here. I think you guys absolutely slam dunked every single pick. Were you, when that pick comes up first and you guys take Sauce Gardner, are you thinking about Thibodeau at the time?
Yes. I follow Connor Hughes, one of the he writes for The Athletic, and before the first pick even said the pick is in, he tweeted and I signed up for the alert. So I knew the first pick and I'm like, damn it.
I hate that, by the way. Everybody, shout out to everybody on Twitter
the notifications
who released the tweets like 8 seconds before they happen. You're an asshole. You're just an asshole.
I'm here for that.
No, man.
That
Just watch the goddamn thing on the TV.
I feel like it takes way too fucking long on TV. They should just do it on Twitter.
Scoop was doing it last night. He like knew all
At the
picks,
end.
like,
At
for,
the
like,
end,
half
Scoop
an hour.
was doing it.
Once it was the Packers pick, I was like, I'm not sitting here like the pick's been in. They're at a commercial. I don't care about Pizza Hut's new deal. Right? I want to know who the fucking Packers are.
That
Look at you
pepperoni
just
and that
bashing
crust
a
though looks
potential
fantastic.
for future sponsor. But anyway, go ahead. So, all right. So Sauce Gardner, you knew the pick was in. What your knee-jerk reaction on getting him?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like
I
it.
didn't like it. I wanted Thibodeau. I said last week on your mock draft, and I said to Payne, I'm like, don't take corner. Now, later when we traded up to get Johnson and we got the edge, which was a really cool video. If you haven't seen the video, Douglas was calling everybody from 15 to 25. And when he hangs up, there's a video of him and Salah, and they look like the Dudley boys, like the way they freaking hugged one another, like, and they were just like crazy. He hangs up. He's like, "We're on the clock. We're on the clock." And like him and Salah like give like a really cool like bro hug.
So, I got to ask you, and that's probably a great feel good moment. I definitely want to check that out. But I got to ask you, why did Jermaine Johnson slip so far? Because there was a lot of he was on the board for a long time, and I'm waiting. I'm like, all right, who's going to get him? Who's going to get him?
He was minus 200 to go in the top 10.
Right, and it's not even. It wasn't even close. So what was the problem with Jermaine Johnson?
I don't know. Jets beat writers all week were saying that it's between Thibodeau and Johnson at 4. The Jets nailed 3 of their top 8 guys on their board. And if they all hit, you're looking at a franchise-changing draft. I can't explain why Johnson fell. I will say I am ecstatic that he did because I thought he was in play at 4 if Thibodeau was gone. I didn't think we were going corner. I absolutely did not. But the trade up to add the corner with the edge, I like the corner pick more. I like Gardner now more because we did get the edge that we were debating at 4, and we got him at 26.
Yeah.
So
I think there's a chance that Gardner is the best player in this draft, and I don't think it could be in a couple years. It could be not close. I think he could be that good at corner. When you're looking at
you need it in that division
his
when you got to deal with
he could play inside out, and honestly, he even has the ability to make his career longer because he's long enough to play free safety too. Do everything.
Yeah. Now, how about the Jets not having to use both their second round picks to move up? Like that to me, I was like, whoa, ridiculous.
Do they keep the higher one too?
They were only 2
they got rid of 35 and
68.
69.
Yeah,
they got rid of 35 and 69. They swapped a third to get 101 back, so they have a late 3. So they still have 2 picks today.
That's incredible.
Joe Douglas.
So I'm serious. Some serious wheeling and dealing. Now look. There was rumors that after you picked Sauce Gardner, we're all still waiting and baiting about Deebo Samuel at 10. Are they going to do the trade?
Is this going to happen? Such a good not get.
Wow, what a great sit back and wait. And then you got your boy Garrett Wilson, one of the better receivers in the draft.
The Tyreek Hill potential debacle there. The Jets dodged bullet after bullet after bullet that they even tried to not dodge, and now they ended up with probably the best draft at least after round 1.
Yeah. I said on a couple of the Jet shows that I did that sometimes the best move is not making the move at all. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what Chris just said with Hill.
Especially when you're in the position that they were in, where it's not like they're a player away. They're a couple years away and several players away, and you need the time to let the quarterback develop anyway. So I think it worked out.
Wilson to Wilson is going to be really, really
That'll
exciting.
be funny.
And
That'll
you add an elite route runner and guy who, once you put the ball in his hands, can take it the distance. You add that to Elijah Moore. Now you got two legitimate weapons, because Elijah Moore had some really good games last year.
And they brought back Berrios, right? They brought back Berrios on the
They
cheap.
brought back Berrios. We still have Corey Davis.
Tell you right now,
I
man.
don't think they're done. I think
Don't
they
look
add
now,
like
but
a fourth or fifth round wide receiver.
I told Rob before this draft, before the show started, I said, you guys could take a knee on the rest of the draft, and I would still say give you guys like an A+ grade for the draft itself. That first round was that goddamn good.
Yeah.
I have
And
a
it's
question.
3 positions that the Jets haven't addressed in a really long time.
Yeah.
They haven't taken a wide receiver in round 1 since Santana Moss. We haven't had an edge rush presence since
turned
John
out okay.
Abraham. And that's 2002 or 2003, Santana Moss.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or 01. It's early. It's been over 20 years. We haven't had edge presence since we traded John Abraham away in 2006. And we haven't had an elite corner since Revis. So you're looking at 3 positions that have been neglected or failed to draft successfully upon. And you put them all in round 1. I'm loving it. I know it's very long. I'm not one of those crazy we're winning the Super Bowl type of guys. I'm very, very low key about this.
So you're not the prototypical Knicks fan after we went 1-0 and did the bing bong shit and we're going to the championship type deal. You're not one of those.
That you talking about the day that white boys from Long Island took over Manhattan? That was wild.
I have a question. When the Jets were up at 10, I was telling Chris, I'm like, I really hope they get Jamison Williams. I'm not a big Garrett Wilson guy. Why should I believe in Garrett Wilson over Jamison Williams?
I think he's a fantastic scheme fit. I think with what they run with the LaFleur, the Shanahan system, I think he fits into the scheme wonderfully. I'm with you 100%. My dream draft was Thibodeau and Jamison Williams. I've said it for weeks now that was my dream draft. I'm willing to wait on Jamison Williams, and kudos to the Lions getting Hutchinson and Jamison Williams. I mean, they're building something nice there too. The Lions and the Jets are like kind of similar. They got a good young coach that the players believe in. They want to play hard.
They're very similar. That they constantly are always picking in the top 5, and they never are good.
What's the matter?
We're trying to give
No
the Lions
love
credit
from
right in
Mr.
front of my
Jordan.
face. Who the
His
fuck
draft didn't go
you
as good as
think
ours
you
last
are,
night.
bro?
So
So Nick, obviously
love from
receivers getting
Mr. Jordan
ruined
over
in
here.
Detroit.
What's up, buddy? You still living that hellish pick?
he's talking about your boy Jordan Love.
Oh God.
Anyway, so Nick,
I
thanks, bro.
love the pick, by the way.
That's nobody's boy. He has no friends in Wisconsin.
Nick,
He's about to be Marcus Mariota's boy, hopefully.
bro, by the way, we
Today.
saw
Maybe
what you
see a
searched
day 2
yesterday.
trade.
Is Jordan Love good over here? It popped up there. He's all like
We're
random
arguing
pictures
about
and shit.
Jordan
I'm like, that's
Love on the
hilarious.
show yesterday, and like afterwards, we go over there and do some work on the computer, and there's just like the search bar is up. Is Jordan Love good? That's what Rob types in.
mad pictures of
He was
like
about to
he
read off
sucks.
terrible things about Jordan Love
He
and use him
was.
as his own point.
He was. All right, Nick, man. Hey, listen, congrats on the draft. We'll talk. We'll get you on here as a regular coming on with the Jets talk. All right, bro?
Awesome, man. I appreciate
All
it.
right, man.
Have a
We'll
good
talk
show,
soon.
boys. I'll see you in the chat. Take care.
Later. So that's Nick Shine, resident Jets fan. A lot of Jets representation going on around here. I don't know how much I feel about this, but we were just a Cowboys and Packers place. You know, now that was a safe place. And Jimmy Palumbo every so often would talk, the Giants. But then now there's Rob, there's Shine, there's Payne, there's all these Jets fans. But yeah, the Jets, listen, the Jets killed it. Absolutely killed it. Congratulations to them. And the Giants did their thing. As far as our teams, respectively, I'll start with the Packers because they were before the Cowboys. No, they weren't. Yes, they were. Yeah, they were. Okay. So the Packers picked up that extra pick because of the Devontae Adams trade. They used it to get Quay Walker from Georgia. And then they wait a little while, and then they get Devontae Wyatt from Georgia. Georgia set a record last night, by the way.
5 defensive players in the first round.
How good is that defense? Or every single kid.
Very good.
Basically, half of their starting defense were drafted last night to the NFL. Incredible. Your thoughts about not addressing Mr. Rodgers' need in a new receiver?
If you heard me before the draft actually started yesterday, I was reading a lot about these wideouts because the Packers have an extreme need at the position. So with having 2 first-round picks, I'm looking at these guys, and if you want to bash Green Bay for not taking a receiver, that's fine, but don't bash them for not taking one at 22. You could get on them maybe if you want to say like, well, there was some value out there with an AJ Brown, with, and I'm not going to say Hollywood, but they could have traded up. There was several moves that were made in the between 13 and 15 or 13 and 20 where they could have moved up and gotten one of their guys. But once the top 4 guys were gone, and then I say 4 because I don't really put Treylon Burks in that class of the top 4. Once those top 4 guys are gone, I don't know that there was a guy that was going to come in right away and make an immediate impact like Packer fans expect with this whole recency bias that we're going to just get a rookie receiver that's going to be productive immediately. That rarely works out. The Packers went and solidified what I think is a team strength right now on defense. They're replacing Zadarius Smith, and the guy don't even have to change logos, bro. He gets the G.
That's true. That's very true.
My nephew's 5, and he loves Georgia football.
Just because of the G?
The Red Bay Packers, because he doesn't know. And right there, that alone, it's like, all right, I'll take him. Fuck it. Right. My nephew likes him. I'll take him.
Aaron Rodgers did go on the Pat McAfee show yesterday and start talking a little bit about these picks. They asked him about the Walker pick, and he said he's going to look good right next to your other boy, this stud linebacker that you have already. What's his name?
Are you at Preston Smith?
No,
Andre Campbell.
Yeah. So Campbell and Walker next to each other. That should be. Listen.
So they addressed it
yesterday. He went on last night.
They
had a live draft show last night. So
I didn't see that.
So when you said to me like, "Well, where's the quote? Where's the source?" It was literally in real time. Look, if I'm the Packers, I would have, knowing that I have 2 picks, right? I would have stretched for one of them. I would have gotten the best player available at 22, which obviously Walker was. He's one of the beast linebacker from Georgia. And in that next pick, I would have took a shot on one of these receivers. But if you could probably, I don't know if you can wait in the second round because none of those guys. I mean, there's a list that Rob printed out today.
I tiered out my receivers too, and I'm looking at these guys, looking where they're projected to go. You obviously don't know, but there's 5 guys right now. The Packers hold 2 picks in the second round with the ability to move up. Because having 2 picks gives you the flexibility. You could trade one, and then you could probably move up in the second round with a 3rd or a 4th. You're not going to have to give up 2 2s to move up in the second. It's not a first-round pick. So looking at it, Sky Moore is still there. Alec Pierce is still there, which is the guy that I really want. I wanted him even if we took a wide out in the first. But these guys are potential project guys.
Why don't you continue the trend and go George Pickens and grab a 3rd Georgia guy? Come on down.
I wanted George Pickens ever since the day that I watched him talk shit to the Michigan sideline. He was talking shit before the play started. They're all talking reckless to him, and he fucking bodied the DB that was trying to cover him. It was a run play, and he just annihilated him, and he pointed to the Michigan bench.
Yeah,
that was that guy.
That is that is a tailor-made Gooch guy.
He looks ready to go right now. He's going to put a hat on a hat in the run game, and that's Matt LaFleur type receiver.
Right. I have a question for you. Like, as a Packer fan, and you could try to downplay this all you want, and I really hope you don't. I really hope you're honest about this.
I will be.
I'm serious. Rodgers has been there for so long, right? No receivers drafted since like 2002, right? It's
no first
round receivers. You don't think, like, how do they not talk to, like, obviously the Ravens aren't talking to Lamar, right? Obviously about who they're drafting. But I get why you're not talking to a guy like Lamar. But Aaron Rodgers, that's your franchise quarterback. He's been there forever. He's won you a Super Bowl. You don't talk to him about, hey, what can we get you? I know we just lost Devontae, but can we get you something?
You have to understand, too, they just lost Devontae. The Packers might have wanted to hope one of these guys fell to them, but Rodgers is not the GM.
I understand that.
Right? I understand. Rodgers was at the Pat McAfee show. I'm sure if Rodgers wanted to be at the draft,
we gotta bring on a GM of sorts. He is the GM of the Sauce Network. Sauce, you all right, bro?
I'm good.
You do not look good, bro.
You are a pleasure. A sight for sore eyes. Look at that view.
The question I had, and if you guys are still going on about the Packers, then my question is for the next segment. So I'm sorry if I cut someone off.
That's fine.
I watch college football religiously, like every Saturday noon to midnight. I am watching, and somehow the Cowboys managed to draft a dude I'd never fucking heard of.
The question is, can he block Quay Walker? I don't think he can.
Look, as far as the Cowboys are concerned, yes, there was guys that were on the board, like a Neal, like a Lindenbaum, like all those guys were on the board when Dallas came up and they drafted Tyler Smith. I mean, he was according to some, he was the best rated tackle after the obvious tackles in the beginning of the draft, the best remaining tackle. And they wanted to address the tackle. I mean, you got rid of Lyle Collins, you got Tyron Smith, who goes down twice a year. So you got to address it. I mean, and right now the plan is to Start him at left guard.
So I was going to say, they wanted to address the tackle, but they're like, the biggest plus about him is that he could shift over to guard very easily. While Tyler Linderbaum, like arguably the best guard that's ever been alive in history, was picked one pick later.
It's crazy.
The
funny thing was, at the bar after the pick, me and Chris are at the other side of the bar, and you could stare at Dave, and it looked like, if you ever seen Old Yeller, when the dad tells the kid to go shoot the dog, Dave was sick to his stomach. Dude.
I was in a bad way.
He was in full-on tweet delete mode right there.
I was in tweet delete mode right then and there.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in with that. I will let you guys go here.
All right. Well, be safe. He just hangs up. We don't know if we'll ever hear from him again, actually. But anyway, so yeah, the Cowboys, they decide to, Kyle can't open it.
Did you sleep on the roof?
Right? On a mattress?
Fuck, we're worried.
Oh my God. They should call him Flories. Yeah, so the Cowboys, they didn't make me very happy last night. But after a night of sleep and, going through the interwebs and stuff, listen, they needed an offensive lineman. That's what I wanted, right? I said I wanted Kenyon Green. I wanted Zion Johnson. And for whatever reason, in the press conference, this is what happened last night. They talked to Jerry Jones, and they're like, well, just so you know, this is who I wanted. Like, we had him ranked higher than Zion and higher than Kenyon Green. And then he takes his draft board and he goes, look, everybody, see, I told you right here. Look, he's on the side. And I'm like, is this man literally like losing his fucking mind all of a sudden? Like, he's just completely shot off. Everybody hates Steven right now. It's just not a good time to be a Cowboys fan. And I said that
Charlton was the winner of the draft when he tweeted out, hey, whose pick was that?
Whose pick was that? And like, I was like, yo, well played, man. Well played. Let's see, Stevie Mack coming in. Tyler Smith has a huge upside, but I don't know. They had 3 trades on the table to trade back, which would have been a better move. I agree. If he would have stockpiled a couple picks, I would have been more than happy. Once Zion went off the board and then Green went off the board and then, all the receivers were gone, I was like, all right, then just get out of the first round. Like, let's just go. Let's just get a couple 2s or whatever and stockpile that way. But they just coveted this kid. So, listen, the Cowboys have done really well in the draft the last 2 years. Okay, we're talking Micah Parsons, we're talking Trayvon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb. So they've done very well. I just hope that this is one of those picks that we're looking at. Like, let's keep in mind when Travis Frederick was drafted 31st overall. Kuiper went nuts, or McShay went nuts and was like, "Oh, I had him as a 3rd rounder," and like the Cowboys fans are booing. Like, that guy's a borderline Hall of Fame center.
Much like when the Patriots made their pick and the Rams were just sitting up there enjoying their Super Bowl win, not having a pick, and
that was hilarious.
Like a live presser. And as the Patriots made their pick, they start talking. Look, I think they're getting dragged a little bit, and they're making it seem like they tried to clown the Patriots and the player. They clearly liked the player because they were targeting him in the 4th round. It was just like a real-time reaction. You saw the way the GM and McVay reacted, which, by the way, I hate Sean McVay. Just want to slap him.
You're not on the McVay train?
Fuck that guy. Very annoying. Just everything about him bothers me. He's like, I don't know, just putting on too much for me.
Can we talk about the worst part of the draft? Why, before every pick, do we have to have someone give a 15-minute speech or talk about Pepsi? Why can't we do that while we're waiting for the pick?
Yeah,
why do we have to do that when the pick is in?
Well, I figured myself.
Whitworth accepting like the Walter Payton Award
that we already saw,
and the guy was talking shit. He's like, "Would you make your pick? You didn't win shit." And it's like, dude, that's not a Packer.
Right before that, I had to get off my lawn guy right next to me before you guys got there, because I got there around 6:30 to eat, right? And there was a guy who saw Aiden Hutchinson's inside of his jacket, right? Showing off inside of his jacket, and the volume wasn't on yet, right? So he's sitting there next to me, and he's talking to his wife or mistress or whatever she was that's sitting next to him. He's like, see this? This is what this crap is all about now. What these guys are wearing. What kind of football is it? This is bullshit, right? He keeps going on and on and on and on. And I finally went on Twitter, and he was like, Aiden Hutchinson said, it's my mom. She made this jacket for me, blah, blah, blah. And I looked at him. I'm like, here, asshole. Like, that's why it's about that. He's having a story about his mother, you jerk off, as he's throwing hundreds on the bar. Oh, I'm so glad. And then I got the pizza, and he's like, how's the pizza? I was like, is there a bite taken out of it yet? Because I don't fucking know. Like, that got bothered the hell out of me.
I don't think that Aaron Rodgers should be asked who they should pick, because he's not.
I'm not saying
Ray, watch the show on YouTube, bro. I see you there, Ray.
He's not doing the scouting. And to answer the question about the receivers, now, if you look at the receivers that the Packers have had through Rodgers' career, they're not bad. You've had Jordy Nelson,
Okay.
Greg Jennings, Devontae Adams.
Well, here's the
Donald
thing.
Driver.
He did what Brady did. He made those guys.
Well, I wouldn't say he made them. That's discounting how hard Jordy Nelson worked and how good he would have been in any place.
I'm not buying that.
No. I'm saying, like, give him a lesser quarterback. I don't know if he has the career yet.
I don't think so.
Maybe
either,
not the
bro.
career, but you're acting like a lesser quarterback. So any quarterback in history of football.
No,
No,
I'm saying a lesser.
obviously
Like, if you
not.
put him with a
But
fucking
If
Josh
he was
Rosen,
with, if he was with
he's not
Jack,
going to play.
Well,
Jake
Josh
Jerome.
Rosen's not a quarterback.
I'm saying one of those caliber guys.
The point that I'm making is at any given point throughout Aaron Rodgers' 15-year career or whatever it is at this point, you don't have there wasn't a team need at receiver, so you're not going to waste a first-round pick. There's at least 12 of those years where if they take a wide out round one, they're like, what are you doing? You have receivers. Just because they're not first-round talent or they were made by Rodgers or whatever, it doesn't mean that they're, put it this way. That's not how can we not, if he made those guys, then why shouldn't we just wait for him to make another one in the second round?
because he's 38.
He could.
It's
38.
Don't
My
you
dad
want-
will get that
Brady
one.
won a Super Bowl at 43.
Tom Brady.
Just saying.
You know what's funny? Scoop
Six.
just came in. Scoop just came in with a very personal insult. He said, "Dave and Rob hate the Make-A-Wish Foundation."
Hey, you were sitting next to us too.
He was right. You said nothing. So there was no volume at the
I thought
time.
it was Eli.
Hey,
Oh
I don't
my
know who it was. This is what happens when there's no sound.
There was no sound at the time, or no, there was sound. You just couldn't hear. Like there was a lot of rumbling, and there was a kid jumping up and down on stage, and I'm just like, "What the fuck are they doing, bro? What are they doing?
Come on.
Like, just make the damn pick." And then they're like, "Oh, this is this kid's last wish," and I'm like, "I'm done. I'm dead. I'm going to hell."
And like as far as wishes go, he first of all he got every last drop of that wish, and he fucking soaked it all in because that
I don't
dude,
blame him.
he honestly stole the
He
whole
was
show.
going
He
in.
He
really
took
did.
a picture with the jersey.
But as far as wishes go, like
That's your
the
wish.
Giants suck. First of all, second of all, it's like there's a lot of other things that
You
could do
should.
in
Your
this
wish
world.
should have been to make every pick in the first round. Like you're the guy for.
So
the
we
whole-
didn't have to listen to Franco Harris hammered whatever was
Yeah,
going on.
He
was
looked.
hammered.
He sounded
What
like
about that white
shit.
guy that came up with the red jersey? I don't even know what team he was up there for.
Oh, for
but
the
he was just
Amazon
so
Prime
out of the
boy,
way.
Can we
yeah.
talk about? Can we talk about the fact that now Tommy D is going to have to change his hairstyle? Did we see Derek Carr's hair?
I don't think Christian.
What is that,
That's not
bro?
That's not very Christ-like, Derek.
when
so-
you're in Vegas, bro. You know
No,
what
he's
I
got a
mean?
mohawk now, straight mohawk. I'm like, that's not very Christian. Anyway, so there. Oh, listen, we can't get out of the first round without talking about some of the trades that were made because there's a couple things that went down. One of them pissed me off because all of a sudden the Eagles get themselves a number one receiver. But before that, I think they're on the you made graphics for this, right? Yeah, so we're talking about the trades now up top, and the Eagles made a move for AJ Brown, and immediately after making that move, they give him $100 million extension, $57 million guaranteed. Now, me personally, I hate this shit because Philly for a long time had no receivers, and then they draft Smith last year, and he turned out to be pretty good. But now Smith goes to a number 2 role, and he's probably going to be even better in that role. Now that he's not going to be the focal point, you get a guy like AJ Brown,
he's
who
not
to
a
me,
number one, he's a slot guy. So you're never going to be able to. He might be able to inherit.
they still
the
got
most
Jalen Rager's
targets,
bum
but-
ass. He's there still,
Yeah.
too, right? But AJ Brown gets himself a big deal. Very, very. I did not see this coming. I actually went to the bathroom and I came back, and all of a sudden I was like, "Wait, what does that say on the screen?" Like AJ Brown on the move, and I'm like, "Come on." AJ Brown went on record right to Twitter and said, "This isn't my fault. I didn't ask for this. I'm sorry, Tennessee, but I'm gone." And that was it.
Yeah, and honestly, I give Tennessee credit for the way they handled the situation. They didn't drag it out. They didn't make it about the whole thing in the media. AJ Brown was unhappy. He wanted his money. The Titans were like, "Look, we're not going to pay you the money. Go do what you got to do," essentially. And that's what he did. He was working out with Jalen Hurts all week. I
They
guess
could do that.
Yeah.
I guess they can.
First of all, team players could do whatever.
It's
the
off
fuck
season.
they
I guess
want.
you can do
Yeah,
whatever
go
you want.
work out with whoever you'd like. And there was some FaceTimes going on with I think AJ Brown's agent, and he was fielding questions in real time. And there was a couple whispers about the Titans just don't want to pay him, and it's no disrespect. They just don't have the $20 million a year that he's going to demand in free agency
And
or
what you
whatever.
got.
And he got it. So that's how business should be done. No hard feelings. It sucks for the Titans fans that like this guy. Good on the Eagles fans. But the thing about AJ Brown, he's a very tough guy, and he's game. He's a gamer, no doubt about it. But he's got 2 bad knees, I think. 2 bad knees. It's tough to play on one.
We'll
bad
see.
knee, let
He
alone
wasn't
2.
the only receiver on the move, ladies and gents. A big move for the
For
I
a
would
little
say
guy.
for the Cardinals for a little guy, and it's Hollywood Brown is headed to the desert, and he'll be playing with Kyler Murray,
So
his
the first
former
touchdown-
college
the
quarterback.
first touchdown scored by this combination will guarantee break the NFL record for the lightest combined weight between two human beings to connect on a touchdown score. I think that if you combine them both, they're not equaling the left tackle.
I agree with that. I
No way.
wholeheartedly agree with that.
Not even a linebacker, probably.
Well, no, they're not.
No,
they're not.
They're not
No, there's no
anorexic.
360 pound.
Bro, how much you think AJ Brown, Hollywood Brown weighs?
155.
$150, right? Are we off?
No, that's just funny to think that
Oh,
he
I
weighs
thought
that
you
much.
had it. But anyway, so
He's listed at 155, probably 160.
oh, so the NFL always embellishes a little bit.
yeah.
Camera always adds 10 pounds. Just
And
look at
Kyler Murray's like 120.
me. Right. As he's looking up, what is the height? Anyway, is Hollywood Brown good?
181, it says he is.
Yeah, right. In your bra.
Yeah, I'm 6'2".
Bullshit. Yeah, dude, no shot. Hollywood Brown is 181. But anyway, so the Cardinals get their
So
guy.
Hollywood Brown's got me by like a dime piece.
Yeah, so that's
No
that's
way.
definitely false.
Yeah, I'm fat.
They
That's
got
what I'm saying.
Kyler,
You're a skinny fat
they
guy.
got Kyler Murray at 207.
Wait, what?
Kyler Murray, 207.
There's not a ounce in my being
Yo, he's mad
that
brolic.
believes that.
Stop
Bullshit.
it, dog.
There's no way. Anyway, no way. But anyway, this trade works out for the Cardinals, but now the Ravens, I don't know what the fuck they're doing because all of a sudden you get rid of your only receiver, and the tweet came out immediately from Lamar Jackson. They're the starting quarterback / running back of the Baltimore Ravens with a WTF. They don't have a clue as to what they're doing. And then they went off and drafted the best safety in the draft, Hamilton, right?
Yep.
Great pick. And what?
And then come
I
back.
don't know why he just doesn't look like a guy that's going to come up and make a big hit. He looks
Maybe
like
he's not. Maybe he's more of a finesse guy.
He's not my safety.
That's safety in,
Not my safety
in
either.
college, man. So,
But anyway, and then they
think
draft
the
Tyler
Vikings got a
Lindenbaum
better
right after
safety.
the Cowboys couldn't have get him. So that
I
pissed me
know.
off.
So it's not
But
like
now look at the Baltimore Ravens depth chart at receiver. Can you name a receiver off the top of your head?
Yeah, Rashad Bateman.
is he still there?
Yeah, of course. He's a rookie.
I
He's a
think
rookie.
I think he's going to be really good.
Fine, but that's it right now. You
No,
know, so
there's-
I'm assuming that on day 2 today, if the Ravens got enough capital, they got to address it. You can't just trade away Hollywood Brown and not get anything you expect. So, anyway.
It's
Ah.
listen, both these guys go to new situations.
Mhm.
Who got the better situation?
Well, they don't even have a quarterback.
Who doesn't?
The Ravens.
Oh, stop that
They
shit.
don't.
Just joking.
They
I'm just
don't. To me, they
joking.
don't.
I'm joking. I'm
Real
joking.
quick, just to give you a rundown, second round today, second and third round go down today. The big surprise is that our boy, now our friend, Kenny Pickett, got drafted to the Steelers last night. He's the future of the Steelers, but that's it. The over-under in Vegas was 2.5 quarterbacks to go, and some people actually bet the over. One quarterback goes in the first round, and it slipped. I thought for sure. I don't know what Carolina's doing right now. Like right now, Sam Darnold's their guy. I don't understand it.
I knew there wasn't going to be a run on quarterbacks. I said it on our pre-draft when we were like forced to take Malik Taylor 6, and you said Pickett for Carolina.
Oh,
I was
Willis,
like,
yeah.
I didn't think that the Panthers were going to stay at that spot, but
So now you're looking at the second and third round, and you have guys like Malik Willis. Desmond Ridder came into a couple conversations about being a potential quarterback. Sam Howell out of North Carolina, and Matt Corral
he's got
out
his
of Ole Miss.
His cot
There's-
set up at the green room still. He's still sitting
Still
there.
there.
That's the shitty part, man. Like they're there
Is there
overnight.
anybody else that's still in the green room?
They invited like 40 people.
Yeah, I'm assuming some of these receivers are still there. Maybe a
And
couple
you know
of these.
what also is crazy?
Neal's definitely there.
You know what else is crazy? N'Kobe Dean didn't get drafted.
Oh, Dean. Yes,
And-
I'm sorry.
And 5 guys from that defense went in the first, and he's like one that slipped. Should have went in the first.
And he runs a 4.1. Like he's a monster. So whoever gets why can't I? I'm always saying Neal.
N'Kobe Dean.
Dean. I don't know why. I guess it's close, but Dean is going to be a steal for somebody in the early of the second round. So imagine this: when did the Jets pick in the second
Jets
round?
have the 6th pick in the second
Trey
round.
McBride.
Dude, if the Jets for whatever reason
Well, that
land
would be
Dean
fucking
after their first round, like
Would you rather
just
have
shut the
Trey
game
McBride
off.
or N'Kobe
I'd
Dean?
rather take Trey McBride, but
No,
I have a
CJ
feeling-
Zuma, brother.
Listen, I have a
Give him a
feeling-
shot.
Oh, that's true too.
Give me a
but
shot. Give him a
that's true.
shot.
He's-
I like
that kid's
him.
young too.
I like him. I do.
No, they're
But,
going to take the linebacker definitely.
If Dean
defensive
goes to
guy.
the Jets, wait, where are the Giants?
So the Giants pick before the Jets. At 4.
Fuck.
At 4. So listen. So you got
Giants
the,
need a quarterback. Though.
you got the Texans picking at 5th, so quarterback could go there.
Giants need
Seattle
a
have the
quarterback.
8th and the 9th pick in the second round. So
Giants need a
someone
quarterback.
I don't know who
there.
Facebook user is, but the Giants apparently he thinks that the Giants are going to grab Dean before the Jets. I don't foresee him. Yeah,
Do you think there's a chance that the Giants, now that they didn't pick up Daniel Jones' option, take one of these
Whoa.
quarterbacks on day 2?
Well, they also got Tyrod Taylor, though.
He's Ty
I
God to
understand.
some
So
of
he's
us.
a backup.
He's a
He'll be-
journeyman.
and he'll still be the backup when they draft
that's true.
the
So what do you,
quarterback.
that's a good take. Like, what
That's a
would
good
you
take.
do?
Thanks, guys.
I'm just
I-
saying. I didn't.
My
I
first
didn't.
day.
I know. Congratulations.
But they
You
have
should
so
do
many
this more
other
often.
they have so many other needs, though, bro.
Well, listen. If you have the chance,
But they
I don't
they
know.
openly admitted by not picking up Daniel Jones' option that they don't necessarily see him as the future unless he has a big year this year.
you realize this, right? Like the Giants have put themselves in a little bit of a tough spot here because if for whatever reason, and I don't foresee this happening, and I'm not just being a hater, a lot of the Giants fans don't even like Daniel Jones. But like if for whatever reason Daniel Jones blows up this year, for whatever reason, takes that extra
he's
step,
walking
he is out of there.
100%.
And he is out of there, and he's going to cash in
But
and lead
maybe
somebody
not,
else.
Maybe not though, because if I'm Daniel Jones, I'm not looking at this situation like I did enough to get my option picked up, and I understand the business. There's no way the Giants should have picked up his option.
No,
it would have
zero.
been bad business for them to do that, especially being that it's not the regime that drafted him. He's got to prove himself again. He hasn't proved himself yet. He still has to prove himself. So I maybe wouldn't say that there's going to be maybe there won't be a hometown discount, but I don't think he's going to be very quick to leave the system, especially if he has a good year this year with the system and it's starting to look up.
Listen, him and Saquon Barkley need to sit each other down and be like, listen.
Saquon's done.
Saquon's done.
Saquon's not.
I think
he's
that's
out of it. So why not try to trade him today?
Because no team wants to take on $8.5 million for a running back.
I mean, that's not that bad.
But
Of
it's
a price
only
tag.
it's still
very
under
bad for a running
he's still under
back.
his rookie
That's
deal,
not-
isn't he?
Zeke is making like 17.
Okay.
So 8 is a
Just
bargain.
because Zeke's is way worse doesn't mean that.
But
Saquon's
Zeke
is
set the
still
market.
bad.
Now every other running back is going to make that kind of money too.
Okay, so what are you
Eckler,
going to give
all
up?
those guys.
What are the Giants realistically going to give up, or going to ask for Saquon?
I would
It better be
right
like a
now.
sixth
Right
round
now,
pick.
I would get a
Second round.
fourth.
Second.
I would take a second.
Zero.
You're out of your
Zero
mind.
chance
Take
that
on,
happens.
and take on $8 million for
No,
a guy that's
no,
going to
no,
play
no, no.
a game.
A fourth round pick. You're thinking
How many?
they were
How
just
many
going to keep
carries?
him.
How many carries does Saquon have in the last 2 seasons?
Huh?
2 seasons. How many carries?
Who?
Saquon.
Not a lot because
Not
of
a
all the
lot.
injuries.
So
Right.
you're not paying $8.5 million for a guy that doesn't stay healthy. Proven.
Well,
time
that means
and time
the
again.
Giants have to outright release him.
Not
I
to
don't see that
mention,
happening.
Look at the style that he runs with. He dances in the backfield for a guy his size. There hasn't been a Giants running back that hasn't been more effective in that system. Like every single one, we want to talk about their backup that went to Atlanta last year, right?
Mhm.
Not Gaskin. Either way, the guy with the neck, Wayne
Wayne
Gallman
Gallman
was
yeah.
better, right? Booker, better. Any other Giants running backs that we could think of that were backups that filled in for Saquon because they were all better?
So you think that he's just a glorified backup at this point?
The worst pick in Giants history. And
No
I would say Daniel
way.
Jones was.
At
That's just me.
183. He only played 2 games in 2020.
That's what I'm saying.
183 in the past 2 years.
so he's under 100 carries a year.
Zeke gets that in a game.
They've paid him. They've paid him
Well,
about.
he last year he had 162.
He was out all year last year.
No, the year before. 2020 he was out. He
and
only
what
played
was
2
it?
games.
What was his average yards per carry?
Last year?
Yeah.
3.7.
It's not bad. You do that 3 times, it's the first
And
time.
2019 he had 4.6.
I'm just saying,
In
it is.
2018
It's
he had
math.
You
5.
sound like my Pop Warner coach, where all we did was hand the ball off up the middle.
I'm just saying.
I guess it's not bad.
Halfback dive.
It's not
I just
bad
think
when
it's
you
very
run
much.
a
He just doesn't
quarterback
have a lot
sneak
of
on top.
touchdowns. I think that's
And
what
look,
people are getting
It
mad
doesn't
at.
matter, bro. No, it's the health
To the-
issue.
Well,
to
that
the-
too, obviously.
So the thing, it's the health issue, and it's also a fact that they haven't had a good offensive line. I understand all that. There's
No,
other factors here,
We'll
but
see.
your point being is the Giants can't come off of Saquon because no team in the league is taking on $8 to $10
I
million.
agree. I agree.
Not happening.
I agree. All right. So anyway, keep your eyes on the quarterbacks this week. Today, keep your eyes on some running backs. Breece Hall was supposed to go in the first round. He was kind of, on the fringe of the first round. A couple of these receivers, like you just mentioned before, there's Sky Moore, there's John Mechie, there's George Pickens, there's Christian Watson. There's a couple guys out there still available.
The white boy
Expect
Alec
them.
Pierce.
Yeah, expect them. Trey McBride, the tight end. Expect all these guys to go today. I'm assuming if they slip any farther than the third round, then something's wrong. A lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball too. We'll get into that as as we get back out here on Monday when the draft is over and we're able to give some draft grades out. So yeah, that's the NFL draft. So hopefully the Cowboys redeem themselves, and we'll go from there. But before we move on, I got to ask you a question, Gooch. You worried about Saquon Barkley running out of money before retirement? Because Saquon Barkley needs to do something about this. And you know what Saquon Barkley can do? He can head on over to Fusco. That's right, Fusco Insurance Agency.com. Stop worrying. Start planning. A comprehensive retirement plan gives you security for greater control over your money. Michael Fusco can help as president of the Fusco Insurance Agency. Mike can help you work with create a comprehensive retirement plan. He'll explore using life insurance, annuities to help you build a more secure future so Saquon can stop worrying right now. Call 718-701-5787 to schedule your complimentary consultation. That's 718-701-5787. There is a disclosure here, folks. Guarantees and protections are subject to claims paying ability of the insuring company. Some insurance policies are not available in all states. And we're not talking about all state. We're talking about all states, like all 50 of them. Now, yes, it is time. It's going to get a little warm this weekend.
It is.
So that
going to
means
be a
what?
little bit warm. So it is swamp ass season is in full effect. Spring has sprung. So go over to manscape.com and use the promo code SHOPSPORTS for 20% off the Performance Package 4.0. It's time to give these ladies that butt crack snack that they've been waiting for all winter long. Bulking season is over, so get rid of that disgusting grundle. The taint jungle gotta go. Trim the hedges. We got Chris Payne in the queue.
He's
right
driving.
there.
That's not safe, but we'll bring him up in a second. Hold on.
And he looks very like he might have used the Plow 2.0 on his face yesterday, looking nice and glimmering clean for the ladies. But yeah, manscape.com, promo code SHOPSPORTS, and make sure you check those ball sacks, boys, because this is the last day of the month of April.
Yeah, we're going to have a new read starting Monday.
If you don't check your balls today, you might never get a chance to check them at all, ever. So
with an excuse to do so.
By the end of the month.
James Rube came in. Why pay Zeke or Barkley when you can just play Tony Pollard? And then Tony Pollard is better than Elliott, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm not gonna have this debate with you guys because I know I'm right in this regard. Ezekiel Elliott is the better running back, complete running back. Tony Pollard is faster, more elusive. I get it, but he cannot pick up a blitz like Zeke can. Zeke can lay the wood. That makes a complete running back. End of story. Debate's over. Moving on. So I guess we should bring in Officer Payne.
$17 million a year.
What's up, officer? How are we this morning? You Jets fan?
$17 million a year to pick up the blitz.
I am so happy. Chris, you're blind. I haven't shaved in like 2 weeks.
You were in the queue.
You were in the queue, bro. And honestly, I
thought you NYPD cops have to keep it clean shaven.
You got no.
That was pre-pandemic, Dave.
Listen, they gave like a skip rule. I mean, not skip, scoop. Where like religion, so we'll be fair and equality, and fuck you.
Okay.
So, yeah,
what is going on, bro? Do you have multiple cameras in there?
No, he just turned his phone sideways. That's
I went sideways.
So anyway, your thoughts on the Jets draft, bro?
First off, my sincerest apologies. My wife went away for the week, and within 3 minutes of her being home, I caught an earful about the house being a disaster, even though I mopped and vacuumed at 3 o'clock in the morning before I left for work. But
listen to you sound like Gooch, man, mopping and shit. Look at you.
No, she's got my nuts in her purse at work. So.
Did you at least shave them and check for lumps before you put them in her purse?
I do. And you got to work in Great Balls of Fire at some point with the summer coming up.
Yeah, I will.
Trust me, we have a whole new read that we have to start on May 1st. So we're very excited for Chris to put his spin on it. Do you have anything actually relevant, or could we get rid of you?
No. I have. There's some relevant, because the other day I did predict that we would trade back up into the late first round to try and get Lindenbaum. I actually called you yesterday while you were at the bar, knowing full well you were never going to answer the phone.
Not a shot.
And because I was dealing with my kids and I saw the pick come in and I thought the Jets traded and got Lindenbaum, and I fucking failed to realize it said Ravens 9 times up and down the side of the TV screen. So I was like, we got him. And then they're like, the pick's in. I'm like, wait a minute. It's not him.
That's not the Jets.
Good thing he didn't answer.
Yeah. Good thing.
No, I'm very excited about the team that we got. And then I'm catching a little heat. Like, we're still going to win like 6 games or 7 games. I don't know about you guys. I think we've had a great offseason with signings of free agents as well. So we got Whitehead, Reed, a couple other guys, a couple tight ends. I'm sorry. I think the Jets do great things this offseason.
Everything. It's still my whole take on the Jets, even before the draft, knowing that they were going to get some talented players. The trade up into the back end of the first round obviously was just a huge win. But it comes down to one player and one player only. We all agree that the coach could coach. We agree that they made some moves. They did the right thing the last couple of years, even when they drafted the young quarterback. Now it's all going to be on Zach's shoulders.
Yes,
at this point,
100%.
That's the position you want him to be in at this point. You built around him. You gave him some young talent. Now give it a couple of years and see what you got.
And that's what I said. I said it the other day during the mock draft. I said in 2 or 3 years, watch where we are. And I really think that the way Douglas is handling things is awesome.
If only I've ever heard a Jets fan say that in my life. Like at another point in time, like just
now you're starting to sound like Cowboys fans. Payne, stop doing that to yourself. Like this could be the year we go over the top.
Listen, I don't say it every year. Yeah, I cheer for them to win, but I know full well we fucking blow.
You know, here's the Jets. Here's the difference between a Jets fan and a Cowboys fan. The Cowboys fans are like, "This is our year." The Jets fans are always like, "Give us 2 or 3 years." So it's like there is a parallel, but it's also very, very different.
That's a fantastic parallel.
The best thing about the draft last night is when every time the Cowboys were on, the ticker on it to be like, haven't been to the NFC Championship game since 1995. Haven't won a playoff game in 25 years.
ESPN, you bums. Oh, my God.
Three quick things, and then I'm out.
Three quick things. Listen to you. Go ahead.
They'll be quick. When they got the trade back into the first round, Joe Douglas hangs up the phone and goes, "We're on the fucking clock." And they had to bleep it out. That's 1. 2, Jamal. What's his name? LaVar Jackson. He tweeted out "what the fuck" when they made the trade.
Saw that.
Third thing, you dickheads. My nephew was a fucking Make-A-Wish. We got to open up Disneyland.
Wait, Jake?
And you're telling me he could have announced Sauce Gardner's pick and he chose Disneyland? God damn it!
He's not a Make-A-Wish kid anymore. He's doing fine.
I apologize. My 5-year-old nephew at the time didn't choose the draft.
It was hard for Jake. Shout out to Jake, man. I hope he's doing well, bro.
No, he's doing great. He's 10. He hits from the left side of the plate, and he's doing well.
Wow, that's great. All right, Payne, be safe, bro. We'll talk.
See you later. Good weekend.
All right, later.
And I wasn't waving bye to Payne. I was
Chris Payne, ladies and gentlemen. Hi. Oh, Kings, plural. So now I'm lumped into this. This is great. I feel good. So
there's no such thing as kings in my empire, by the way. So me and you are gonna have to battle to the death.
All right. Well, I guess that'll go down later on today. Nobody said a goddamn thing about our shelving behind us, by the way.
It looks terrible.
No, it doesn't look terrible. We just got to light it better.
Look,
that's all.
I'm having a hard time with it.
Yeah, are you really?
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Your Seattle pick hit. Congratulations, Bailey. You win nothing.
Still can't hit a softball further.
He actually said when we were talking to the test guys, did you see his comment? He's like, "Oh, good. A facility's like a Moss Chris." Anyway, there was some basketball played last night before we get out of here today. Don't want to brush over the NBA playoffs. 2 games. It looks horrible. Screw you, Payne. He's talking about the damn fucking shelving now.
Maybe if we put up a sign that costs $2.99 on Amazon.
Lights
up.
It'll
look better.
No, we got to dig that up.
Honestly,
I think we threw it away.
I know.
I'm kidding.
Mark said trial by combat to figure out who's
okay. You got it, man. We'll put that on our YouTube. It goes down
the
tonight.
The thing about trial by combats, we're always the greatest thing in the world. So it's like, wait, I just killed 3 people. I'm about to get executed. And you can be like, wait, I got this really tough friend. He'll fight for me right now. And if he kills your tough friend, then I'm innocent. Fucking kind of times were they?
Amazing times, actually. It was better times. Those were the times. Anyway,
if I could find somebody.
So we were all talking about Doc Rivers
Dave.
not being able to,
Will you kill Dave for me?
What? Who are you texting about this? Oh,
this is my
anyway.
My combatant.
Yeah. So anyway, the Sixers won their series last night. And after we were talking so much shit about Doc Rivers and his ability to close out series, they went out and sparked the Toronto Raptors, and the Raptors season is over. The big things from this, obviously, Embiid 33-10, big game out of him. Obviously, I mean,
James Harden showed up, so you're gonna have
Harden
to wait
showed
3
up.
more games for him to show up again. So
yes, he went 22, 15, and 6 out of James Harden. Very good. He had just a complete domination. Not much to say about this.
Joel Embiid is too good at basketball for anyone on the Raptors.
The only thing I can say right now is, their second round series is. Both East second round series are incredible basketball.
Bro, I had the graphic.
76ers
I had
will be
the
playing
graphic
the Heat.
in our template for weeks, and it was the top 4 teams in the East, and they were just jockeying. We kind of broke that down the last month and a half of the season,
and here they are.
All
4 of them. So the Sixers dominate; they get it done. And then obviously right after that, we saw the Suns win this series under and I don't know if there's a such thing as a perfect game in basketball because I'm sure there's not, but Chris Paul. Perfect. 14 of 14 from the floor, scores 33. Incredible.
14, the most makes without a miss in NBA postseason history.
Is it really? Wow.
He was getting to his spots. He only shot
incredible.
14 shots, so he still didn't let his hot hand, he's heating up. He didn't let that get to him. He still managed the game because overall, great all-around game by Chris Paul, and he wants to win. And look, let's not gloss over the fact that Devin Booker only hit 1 3, but it was a fucking real big 3. And
the fact that he played,
he
was
did,
like insane.
Played fairly well. He wasn't the guy that he typically able to.
Doesn't
be,
matter.
But him being on the floor,
absolutely,
and him stretching the court out a little bit, that helped big time. So Devin Booker, tip of the hat to you.
And the
friend.
Suns, so they clear out their series and they're moving on. They'll be playing my beloved Dallas Mavericks as the Mavericks close out their series last night with a 98-96. 98? No, 99?
98-96.
98-96. I'm blocked by the camera.
Squeak
by. Luka and Bronson both went for 24, so they had a great game as well. What a series that's going to be. Again, the Dallas Mavericks, the sneaky pick of the West all of a sudden. They're really rolling right now, and I think Luka put the team on his back and go from there, bro. The sky is the limit with Dallas. They run into a little bit of a buzzsaw because as this series goes long, you would assume Booker gets a little healthier every single game with some rest and recovery and some court time. So it's going to be a great series. I'm excited about that one. But so off the rip, I mean, I know we made our predictions, but if you want to look at a series, Suns and Dallas, how do you see that one playing out?
The Suns
in
4.
If Booker's not healthy,
5. Booker's healthy.
Booker played
but he
last
doesn't
night.
healthy. He took 1 3 was pretty much biggest thing he
But
did all
again,
game.
he's a presence on the court, man. When he's on the court, it's like
when I'm
it's
looking
a
at,
different
But you
game.
don't know if he's healthy though.
Look, but here's the thing. Chris Paul is looking healthy, and I think that's the main thing. I think as good as Booker is, Chris Paul is their best player. I
Okay.
think we could all agree to that, right? Luka, he doesn't have as much help as even a Booker being out. You know, Mikal Bridges played great defense. The Suns are just a better roster. So can Luka show up and steal a game or two? Possibly, but I'm saying 4 or 5. I don't think Dallas is matching up with the Suns. The Suns were the best team in the NBA all year.
Correct. And it wasn't close.
And they dealt with injuries all year as well. Chris Paul missed a ton of time. I don't think Booker missed much time, but they dealt with big time injuries. And when we're talking about the Suns, we talk a lot about Booker and Chris Paul, but nobody talks about DeAndre Ayton, who is playing amazing basketball right now. And
22-7 last night.
He waited until last postseason to really play to his potential too. So regular season, he's kind of coasting a little bit, which is what you like to see that out of a younger player, because typically the young guys play hard all year and they wait for the postseason, and they don't wait for the postseason and save it like you would see a vet do. Not saying that's what they're actually doing.
Ready for my prediction?
That team is really good.
Dallas in 6.
I was just going to say same thing. Dallas in 6. I was going to say Dallas in 6.
We need a title in Dallas.
I don't think they're going to be able to stop Jalen Brunson and Luka, especially if Booker sits out a game or two.
I don't know if he's going to sit out. If he was in that game last night, I don't see him sitting out. That's just me.
The Suns are good enough to win basketball games.
Also, you got another. So we talked about the Suns in Dallas. We talked about the Sixers and the Heat. Celtics and the Bucks is going to be another banger of a series, man. That's going to be incredible. I'm excited to see Giannis do his thing again, and they do have more than Giannis, Rob. It's not just Giannis. But anyway, that series is going to be incredible. And of course, Golden State awaits the winner of not tonight's game, because it can go 7 if Minnesota steps it up. But the Memphis Grizzlies are 1.5 point favorites. It goes down tonight, the only game on the docket tonight, which is fun. So that means they'll get the full attention. And it's Memphis Grizzlies. I like John Morant to close it out.
Now nobody will watch 1 game instead of nobody watching 3 games because the draft is on.
The draft is on. Rounds 2 and 3 starts at 7 o'clock. So I'm assuming
except Kyle probably.
Minnesota's home.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Doesn't matter.
You don't think so?
John Morant's on another level right now.
When we were after game 1, I thought this was going to go 7. Minnesota being at home with the ability to push it to a 7th game. I think I like the T-Wolves in this one.
All right.
This is the lowest point total, I think, for the over-under of this entire series. It's been going down. It started at like 237 game 1. Game 2 was like 240, and now it's all the way down to 229, because I feel like the unders have been hitting in almost every game in the postseason.
I did hit a couple unders via the sauce.
That's typical playoff basketball, though. You see the defense there's a stress on the
That's
D.
basketball, Susan.
I'm gonna make a prediction.
Oh, here we go.
Right here. It's like years away now, though.
Years away.
Luka Doncic, when it's all said and done, will be the NBA all-time playoff points leader. I guarantee it.
Well, he started out very, very
ridiculous.
Young. So he's at a torrid pace in terms of the other guys. So that's a good potentially, but you have to stay good really long.
He's got to stay in the playoffs every year, pretty much, and win series.
And win series. And look, bro, LeBron James has played like 2 full seasons worth of basketball in the postseason.
But he doesn't shoot like Luka.
Has he really
does.
though? Like
Yeah,
I'm curious. I'm curious to know how many
every
playoff
year
games.
except for one, I think.
But he's still like
That's
the lead.
ridiculous.
Does LeBron have the most postseason points?
Does he? I don't know.
I believe he
gotta be
does. I think he
close.
did it
Not
last
Jordan?
year. I mean, Jordan took years off. Jordan didn't play as long.
Yeah,
as
he's got to be.
did.
LeBron's got to be close.
It's
if
got to be
not
LeBron
over
or like
already.
Kareem
Yeah.
or Kobe. But
Yeah, LeBron's every year is in the playoffs except for one.
I'm
Or
with it.
2 maybe. I think it's 1 though.
I'm with
And
Dallas. I'm with Luka.
final.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I
Let's
think
get
so
it
too.
done.
I think Dallas in 6 for sure.
But I do like Memphis tonight. I do.
Scoop saying Dirk is better.
Dirk is better.
Dirk is better. Dirk is one of the best basketball players I've ever watched.
I mean, like,
Like-
Luka can be better than Dirk, but come on, that's like saying Vlad's is better than Vlad's.
Jack,
Not
the beautiful thing here said you're upset you missed today's show. The beautiful thing is you can go back on YouTube and hit play, and then we get the replay. So you can play us all day, every day. And if you're watching this video, please be sure to do this and like it on YouTube. That really helps us
and
out
it's LeBron
in
by
the search.
almost 2,000 points.
Oh my
So
In playoffs?
yeah,
Wow.
That's a lot.
so Luka's not going to pass LeBron,
You're crazy. Yes, he will.
bro.
Let's
He's
see.
going to play effective. Like LeBron last year was averaging like 25 a game.
LeBron's going to play until 3 years, more likely. And you can't assume that he's going to
and
go
if
play
you listen to LeBron's tweet, he's never missing the playoffs again. He said so.
ever. So that's LeBron speak, not mine. That was his words, not mine. AJ coming in. Bascone. I'm at the point where I really don't think Quinn Snyder is that great of a coach. 0 adjustments at a series to let Luka and Brunson get whatever they want. I mean, yeah. I mean,
You know who was a good coach though? That I didn't bring this up when we were talking about the game. Willie Green. You know who Willie Green's the coach of?
you could have just said the name of the.
Pelicans.
I knew that. Obviously,
He was a coach on the Suns last year, though, right? Like,
He was an assistant.
Assistant,
So he
yeah.
got
he
eliminated.
did a
by
great
his-
job without
by his
Zion.
former team. They got that team playing really well, and like you said, without Zion, Brandon Ingram's a star.
Yep.
He's a true bona fide star in this league. I think that there's some buyer's remorse on the AD trade at this point.
Yeah.
But they did get a title.
supposedly,
out of it,
I saw something on that too. That inside Lakers organization are very frustrated with LeBron and AD and their agency because they pushed for that rush trade when others didn't want it.
well, they have nobody to blame but themselves. This is why, case in point, this is why Aaron Rodgers doesn't get to make the draft picks. Because,
Perfect. Then see, exactly. I understand that.
You know,
better.
you could have input and say, but at the end of the day, is Aaron Rodgers cutting a check to any of these guys? Is he giving up? And there's a lot that goes into this. What do you think we should do here? Okay, but this is what we're gonna do.
I think he should have a little bit more influence, but that's just me.
I don't think
You
Rodgers. I think Rodgers going on the McAfee show. I didn't listen to the interview, but I think him going on yesterday was his way of pouring kind of cold water on. Like, look, I'm still here. I'm going to go play football. We got 2 good defenders. It is what it is. There's a lot of football to be played with or without these receivers. See how it goes down.
We'll see how it goes. It goes down tonight, the second and third
Real
round.
quick though, the Willie Green reason why I brought it up was because he was like visibly shaken on the court after the loss, which you very rarely see that kind of passion coming out of a coach. And I'm not going to say he was crying, but he was not good. Not good. And I'm
Not
not, no crying in basketball, especially in the NBA.
Or baseball, for that matter.
But you could just see like the dude did a great job. And I don't know if it was losing to Monty Williams and the guy that put him on as a coach,
maybe,
but also just like having the season end when, if I'm the coach of the Pelicans, I'm not looking at the league and being like, we're going to win this whole thing.
Dude, they still have a shot to get in the lottery. I forgot whose pick they have. Somebody's thing. They have a shot to like get a low draft.
And they're probably going to get,
And
probably gonna trade
Zion's
Zion.
out. Like, come on.
And they're probably going to trade Zion for some more capital as
Dude,
well. So
great young team, man.
we shall see. The NFL draft did not disappoint last night, except for me. But everybody else had a good time. The Jets, the Giants, everybody had a really good draft. The second and third round go down to second and third tonight.
Yeah, it's 2.
It's
Second and
tonight,
third,
second and
yeah.
third, right?
Yeah.
And then 4, 5, 6, 7 tomorrow. All right. So the draft will be over. On Monday, we'll be back here to break down the entire draft. We're also going to talk about the first month of baseball, believe it or not, is done and come and gone. And the New York Yankees and the New York Mets are both holding their own right now. The Yankees winners of 6 straight. They're doing work over there. Best bullpen in baseball, I think. They'd have a really, really good bullpen, other than the fact that, Chapman gives me a fucking heart attack every time he's on the mound. But the Yankees are playing well. The Mets are playing well. That's good for this network. That's good for New York sports. It's good for everybody involved. We'll get more into that on Monday. We'll get into all the NBA playoffs. I know game 1, actually, of one of those series, actually Sunday. I believe it's the Heat. If not the Heat, then the Sixers. One of the East games. Game 1 is Sunday, so that will be in the books. Monday's got a loaded show. We want to thank you guys for joining us here today on the Chop Sports Daily with Sturch and Gooch, and of course, we'll be back here on this same Bat channel right here. Subscribe to the channel right now. And of course, give ourselves, give the Till Mets to us Park guys and give the Jets guys. They're starting to create their own channels. Go to the bottom of our channel right here and hit subscribe to their channels as well. And there's of course the Kyle YouTube channels there as well, along with WrestlePro. We'll get more in the WrestlePro show week next week, so we'll be excited about that.
Pleasure doing business with you. I don't know what took you fucking 3 days to pull the trigger on the trade, but
2 games on Sunday.
Oh, 2 games on Sunday. Okay, sorry.
Austin, Milwaukee, Minnesota, Memphis.
Nice. Well, Memphis got to win.
Oh,
no, that's game 7 if necessary.
Yeah, so only Milwaukee, Boston this Sunday.
So that I was right. Something it only doesn't happen often, but whatever. Anyway, Sturch, Gooch, Rob, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on Monday.
kick it. When's the soccer draft?